What's up, everyone? It's Broadway.com live at 5. It's Wednesday, April 25th. I had to look at the paper. My name is Paul Wontorek.
And I'm Beth Stevens.
And we are joined by Mr. Matt Roden.
Hi, everybody.
Of the Red Carpet Challenge fame.
Wow.
Fame, wow.
Yes.
Well, maybe this week, because this week is nonstop.
Non-stop, every day, Red Carpet Challenge.
Right.
And we have a great guest today. Who do we have? If you watched the pre-show, on Facebook Live, you
may
already
have
saw
seen
him.
Show off his moves. Ben Crawford
Yes.
from Phantom.
That's a big dance role, the Phantom of the
Phantom
Opera.
is one of the biggest dance roles on the Broadway. Yeah.
Yes, we love it. Ben Crawford's here. But first, what are today's top 5?
All right, so we got some news today about Laura Bell Bundy and Carmen Cusack. Beth?
Yes, Matt, we do. Okay, so this is in LA, so don't get too excited unless you're going to LA or live there. And welcome and thank you for watching.
It's live at 2 in LA.
Oh, that's true.
I never thought about that, actually.
Thank you for saying that. So Laura Bell Bundy is going to play Charity Hope Valentine in Sweet Charity.
That's
And
cool.
That is cool.
Yeah,
that's
that's
really
fun.
cool. This is in June 20th to July 1st. This is for reprise, which is like encores, or do you say reprise?
I'm sure they're so sick of I say reprise. I don't know what I say.
What?
I say it's like encores.
It's
Everyone
like
says
encores.
that. I feel
We all say
bad
it's like
because
encores. But that's like saying the Olivier's are like the British Tonys. I don't like it either, but it explains what it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Laura Bell Bundy will play Charity and in Sweet Charity, directed by Kathleen Marshall.
cool.
Cool. We're into
Probably
that.
choreographed by her too. She usually throws that in for the same price.
Yeah, it's a twofer. It's a twofer.
It's a twofer.
Carmen Cusack is going to play Victoria in Victor Victoria. That's also exciting.
That's fun.
What?
That's cool.
This is September 5th through the 16th, directed by Richard Israel and choreographed by John Todd. These are two shows that everybody wants to see again.
Yeah, I got to see those.
Yeah.
It's
I
been
gotta
a
go to
minute
LA.
since we had a Victor Victoria.
We haven't had a Victor Victoria revival,
Who knows?
but Carmen Cusack, we're waiting for you.
We found out today about some Tony Awards, some Excellence in Theater Tony Awards. Paul, I know you're excited about this one.
I am. So the Tony Awards, they give Tony Awards out to like Best Musical, Best Actress, Best Dry Cleaners.
Play. Mhm.
I mean,
wait, what?
they do special Tonys. So there's like the
Oh.
honorary Tonys, and then so we found out the other day Andrew Lloyd
Lifetime
Webber's getting
Achievement,
one, Cheetah
Cheetah
Rivera's
Rivera.
getting one. I hear there's some other big celebrities going to get one that we're going to find out about maybe.
Oh, wow.
And
Intel.
every year they do the Excellence in Theater Tony. So this is for more behind the scenes people.
Sure.
Maybe that's what
Maybe.
you'd call it. So this year they announced that costume beater Bessie Nelson is getting
Beader,
one.
Beader, Beader. For
Beater.
you listening on the podcast, I want to know.
So like when Victor Victoria comes back, she'll be sewing the beads on.
Correct.
On that gown.
Correct. That's
one.
all hand done, that stuff, guys.
The Ernest Windsor Cleaners. Now apparently this is an
Wait,
actual dry
say-
cleaner.
What?
Yes, it's a dry cleaner. And
I'm
I think
still taking it in.
They would clean the Victor
costumes,
Victoria costume.
The beaded costume.
I need a new dry cleaner, so I'm gonna
Well,
look
this
into
is a
that.
Tony-winning
Well, they're a
cleaner.
Tony-winning dry cleaner.
I don't know, or a Tony-winning dry cleaner,
That's-
and New York Times photographer Sarah Krulwich. So you see her work all the time because, fun fact, the New York Times won't run Broadway production shots.
They don't usually. That's correct.
Really?
Well,
I will
because
also
like
say
so
this.
when we, the Broadway shows send us photos
Right.
of official
Production
photographs.
shots, yeah.
And then we run those with our coverage, but the New York Times says, no, we have our own photographer.
I will say this. In London, they have a photo call, and all those papers send a photographer, and they all take their own picture.
I will say this, we're in New York.
Okay.
Sarah Krulwich is a great photographer, though. I mean, their photographs are amazing. But a lot of times, if you ever wondered why you see a photo only in the New York Times and not anywhere else, that's why, because
That's right.
that's their policy. So anyway, congratulations to
She's been
to
doing it for
all
a
the
very long
special
time.
winners.
Yeah.
James Earl Jones is joining the cast of this one-night benefit. Beth, why don't you tell us about it?
James Earl Jones.
Yes.
Of what fame, Matt?
He is the voice of Mufasa,
Yes.
the voice of Darth Vader, and the voice of CNN.
Right,
And
that's
he was
right.
in the gin game.
And he's a Tony winner. Okay, but that's Paul. That's about theater. Okay, so this is Night of the Iguana. Tennessee Williams, obviously, directed by Michael Wilson. Listen, who else is in it? But by the way, Amanda Plummer. Haven't seen her around these parts in a while. My mentor, Elizabeth Ashley.
You're going off script here. You have
Bill
extra
Heck.
notes.
And Dana Delaney. So it's a really great cast.
Wow.
It's benefiting the acting company, and it will take place at the K Playhouse at Hunter College on June 11th at 7 o'clock. Now, that's the day after the Tony Awards.
The Tonys are the 10th?
That's what I think, yes.
Well,
So it's
now I
Monday
know.
night. So, get some sleep in, and then you can go see Night of the Iguana.
Another off-Broadway play, Transfers, just got extended, Paul.
That's the whole story.
That's it. That's all you gotta know.
No, so Transfers is by Obie Winner, Lucy Thurber, directed by Jackson Gay. It's been extended at MCC. It's a limited run. It was supposed to end May 13th. Now it's ending May 20th.
Love people having jobs for a
all I
long
got.
time,
Sure.
right?
Why not?
And last but not least, there's a lot of things on the site. There's a lot
Oh
of
yeah,
things
yeah.
going
Let me
on.
catch you up. Let
Yeah,
me catch you
fill
up. So
me
we've
in.
got some gorgeous photos, portraits of the cast of Summer, the Donna Summer musical.
Oh, yeah, we did them opening night.
Those are fun.
Fantastic.
Those are great. We have Matt. You went to Travesties, the
I
opening
did.
night of the Tom Stoppard revival.
Yes, and I played.
Stoppard?
I played.
The Brits all say
Stoppard?
Stop Hard, and the Americans all say Stoppard.
Well,
It
and
was
I-
in Lloyd
Tom,
Webber with
I was
not.
waiting for Tom Stoppard to say his name. And he kept on saying Tom.
He said Tom.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
See, he doesn't know how to say it.
No,
No.
he needs some.
He didn't know which country he was
we
in.
played. We played Stoppard or Snoop Dogg.
I know, which is fun.
There's-
And you played it with him, which is
With him.
I wish Snoop Dogg was there, though.
Me
That
too.
would've been
That
really
would've
good.
been good.
Weirdly, Seth Numerick got more right than Tom Stoppard.
That's true.
So that
Has
happened.
Snoop Dogg ever gone to a Broadway opening?
Not in my experience, but that doesn't mean he has.
Holler if you
Holler
hear
if
me.
you hear me. See, I'm like,
I don't remember the guest list exactly.
let's look that up.
We'll find the tip sheet.
Also, I want to say happy opening to St. Joan tonight at
Fantastic.
MTC. Yeah.
Happy opening, Condola
Condola
Rashad.
Rashad.
I'll be there.
Is that it?
That's
That's it. I'm out of
All
here.
right, Bad. You gotta get out the Phantoms here.
Oh yeah, the Phantom's.
We're gonna Mr. Roden.
Yes.
Will you please explain a little bit about the career?
I would love to. Crawford was most recently seen on Broadway as Mr. Salt in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. His other Broadway credits include On the 20th Century, Big Fish, Mr. Shrek himself and Shrek the Musical, and Les Miserables. Crawford has appeared in regional productions of Evita, 110 in the Shade, South Pacific, Oklahoma, and Titanic, and now he's starring as the Phantom of the Opera 8 times a week, and that is what he is here to talk about today. A few questions for Ben, and I know that you fans do. Leave them in the comments below, and we'll get to as many as we possibly can. And now, here is Paul and Ben.
What's up, Ben Crawford? Broadway's Phantom. Of
Congrats on the Emmy.
Oh, how nice
Very
of you to
cool.
bring that up.
Very awesome.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, absolutely.
Congrats on Phantom.
Thanks.
You know what? What I loved about you getting, first of all, I'm a old school OG PHAN.
Nice.
Old
yes,
school fan.
I love it. Hey.
So it's an honor to meet the new Phantom. I mean, I
you.
met you before, but now you're the Phantom.
I mean-
it's a big deal. Yeah. you look good.
I did. That's how I walk around now. I'm
Okay,
like,
just
yeah. People go, oh, okay. Yeah.
But what I was really loved about you getting cast is how much excitement you had on social media. Like you were really, there was a lot, like you're really excited about
It
this.
was really cool.
Like,
I
a lot
mean,
of guys
it's-
play it really like kind of cool, I feel like. And you were like, I'm the Phantom.
I'm the Phantom. Yeah, I mean that's kind of how it feels. It's very surreal, but you know, it's this iconic character that.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. I'm so down to do it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was very excited, popping stuff off on Twitter and
Yes.
Insta, and you know, a little bit
Instagram
of a
stories.
musical
You should-
theater dream come true.
It's a dream come true.
Yeah.
So when did you first see Phantom?
I saw it. Hugh Panero was the Phantom when I first
He's a good
saw the
Phantom.
show. Yeah, it's a great Phantom.
Great Phantom.
And saw it. Gosh, I can't remember exactly when that was, but I
In
saw
New
it-
York.
on the Broadway.
Yep.
And then just kind of came into this audition. Charlie was unfortunately closing, and I had this audition come up, and I took it by the horns. I guess I don't know how else you say, or you know, whatever. So it was a lot of. It was very exciting to.
So what
be
was
able
it
to do.
like? What was your first performance like?
I don't remember it.
You don't remember?
I don't remember it. I do remember taking my hat off and then going to throw it and hearing gong as it hit the candelabra, which, you know, you got to get the jitters out. So, yeah, I don't really remember a lot of the first show, but it was the second show was a lot easier. I know
Okay.
that for sure. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What was it like actually getting in there, rehearsing it, wandering around the Majestic Theater, going up to like all the places the Phantom goes?
Yeah.
And I mean, what was it like actually like sort of learning? I mean, that amazing stagecraft, which is, you know, so many years old now. You know, it's what, 30?
30
correct?
years
That-
old.
That is the number. 30 years old. And what was it like sort of actually learning how the show is sort of put together?
Well, it's kind of cool because the way that, you know, they teach you the role is obviously there's like these guideposts that the Phantom has to have, but then it's kind of, you're going to figure it out the way that you do it. So a lot of it was, well, I want to kind of do it this way, and all right, we can, you know, get that, we'll implement that into what we're doing. And then when it comes to doing everything when like climbing up and being in the angel and all that stuff. It's then you start looking for advice from, like the understudies and the people currently playing it
Right.
and finding out, what's comfy. How is it comfy to chill out up there for a while? And what's the best way to, show yourself and then throw that cape up
These
again.
are
And
spoilers.
these are, I know, we just ruined it. We ruined it for everyone.
But you do go high up into the theater.
It's
cool.
it's pretty awesome to be in a theater that has kept the show. I mean, the show's been running there for 30 years, and
Yeah.
it's just to become a part of that Broadway tradition is an amazing feeling.
Yeah, and did you know the music, or did you?
Yeah, I mean, I knew the big stuff.
Yeah.
I knew the hits, of course, and then going in and looking at the
Never sang it.
kind of everything. No, had never sang it. Had just obviously Music of the Night is always it's a timeless piece.
course.
So getting in there and kind of getting everything in my voice and figuring that all out was the big step in kind of becoming the man, the myth, the legend. So yeah.
So how's the makeup? How's the process? How's the?
It's not bad. It's not bad. It's about an hour or so to get into everything. And it's great. Once it's on, it's pretty much on. So I am a sweater, though, so that can pose some
So
problems.
do pieces fall off mid-show?
They haven't. We did have one. I was doing the Broadway Care speech, and I could feel my piece down here like as I was talking. But that's you deal with it. It's okay. I think the more funny thing is with the kiss, and then coming back, and the girls have makeup from me because I've been sweating like on their face. They have like a giant eyebrow one night, or they just have like big lips from my lipstick on them. It's that's the kind of stuff you live for. You're like, don't laugh. But
yeah, so I mean, I first knew your name because you were Shrek.
Yeah.
You replaced Brian Darcy James.
I did.
in Shrek. And
Mhm.
actually, I printed out our Fresh Face feature we did with you, November 19th, 2009, written by Beth Stevens.
Yeah, with
who was-
Beth. Yeah,
who was
Beth.
just sitting here a moment ago. So yeah, that was a while ago.
It was.
So that had a makeup process.
It did, and
What's
there's-
different about the two?
Well, Shrek, actually, it took a little longer. That was I had to get there 2 hours before curtain for that. That was about an hour
were
and a half
completely
process.
encased
Yeah, that was like a foam rubber cowl, and then 3 pieces where the Phantom is like bald cap and then
Yeah.
like head and face.
Yeah.
So it's a little less to do.
Yeah.
But it's kind of funny. They just changed over like the adhesive they used to apply the makeup to my face because I have experience in that. And I was like, actually, I think this stuff might work a little better. And Thelma Pollard, our makeup lady,
Yes,
was
she's
like,
a legend.
She is a legend. She's a living legend. And she said, no problem. So we started using the other stuff, and who knew that I would be an expert in what adhesive works on my face well. But
Okay.
these are things you find out in the world of Broadway.
I didn't know you were such a sweaty guy. And now I'm picturing you doing Shrek. That was a whole costume.
Do you want to
disgusting?
Do you want to know a gross fact?
Yes.
Yes.
I
All
love
right.
that.
The Shrek, the fat suit pre-show weighed 30 pounds.
Okay.
After the show,
Oh boy.
the suit weighed 36 pounds. So
6
that
pounds
just
of
tells
sweat.
you, yeah. Oh, there was a couple times in that Act 1 finale, you're singing your heart out and you wobble. Like, you got to catch yourself because we're on these cliffs.
Yeah.
So that happened a couple times. You could dehydrate in that if you weren't
Wow. Sounds like a great
constantly drinking water.
weight loss
You would
program.
think, but I just ate all the time doing that, and I was
So you grew up where?
in Tucson, Arizona.
Tucson, Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you started doing musicals young, right?
I did. I really started in high school.
Yeah, it says here. What'd you do? Oh, wait. Oh, Tevye?
I did.
That
I
happened?
was Tevye. But
Moonface Martin?
yes, that was junior year. It was
Okay.
Moonface Martin and Anything
Was that sort of
Goes.
your first moment to like really get laughs and be a clown on stage?
Yeah, and just be like a weirdo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
be a
yeah,
weirdo.
yeah. That was like junior year, and then I graduated into a more
Tevye.
leading man role is Tevye. Yes,
Yeah,
with
naturally.
cold cream in my fake beard to make it look gray. Like the high school theater tricks.
Yep. And you did a lot in college.
Uh-huh,
So
yeah.
you did all that. I'm just remembering your
Of
old
course,
interview.
please.
And it's crazy that you covered Javert and Jean Valjean in Les Mis on
yeah.
Broadway. Did
Yeah.
you go on for both?
I never went on for Valjean. I was like the second cover for that, which was cool because the whole show I was like singing down here, and then it'd take a lot to get the motor running to get up to the top. But yeah, covered both, and happened midway through. It was like we lost a cover, and they said, all right, you're a student, but now we want you to be Valjean, so you got to grow a beard. So now you can't be a student because you have a beard. So now you need to be in Thénardier's gang. So
Right.
it was a whole like track movement thing.
Right.
But yeah, that show was a ton of fun. There was a bunch of good people getting their debut in that, and so just a bunch of people having a good time.
Yeah, and that wasn't the most recent revival.
No, that was the one at the
one before.
the first revival. Yeah, that was
first
at
revival
the
yes,
Broadhurst.
the Broadhurst Theater.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I liked it.
It was cool.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, I wonder when Limbs will be back. Like 2 more years, maybe. I mean,
Oh yeah, of course it will.
always gonna be back.
Why not? It goes everywhere. Everyone loves it. Why not?
So I know a lot of people watching probably saw you as Mr. Salt in
Cool.
Charlie and the Chocolate
Charlie,
Factory.
yeah.
That's a fun role.
It is a lot of fun.
Yeah,
It,
I loved your costume. I loved
Yes.
how grand you were. It was a look.
it was a whole look with the tiniest wig on Broadway.
Yeah.
This little lace wig, probably about that big, and they just glued that into my hair and then blended in.
Oh, that was actually fake. Okay,
Literally,
it wasn't
yeah.
like colored. It was,
No, and
it
I
was
said, I was like, I'm fine with it. They said, no, we like the wig.
Oh,
I said, okay.
so you just glued a little piece of.
Literally,
that's what
like
that
you know,
was?
like the wigs are made out of the lace, and it was just that little piece of lace,
How odd.
and they just glue it to my head every day.
How odd.
Yeah.
You have a full head of hair. I mean, I know hair.
Oh, look at that.
You do.
I do know hair.
Both of you guys, nice.
That's really why I was hired. It was because it was like you have hair, so you could work here, right? Isn't that the whole thing?
Hey, Mr. Matt Roden.
Hey, what?
Are there any questions from the PHINS?
There are almost 200 people watching, and there are lots and lots and lots of questions. So let's get started with what got you into theater in the first place.
That's a great question.
This is from Cassie.
Well, Cassie, I was in high school and I was doing marching band, and then my junior year I got into choir a bit and did the musical, and then I did both of those, did that, and then musical theater junior senior year. Then went to college and I was going to be a doctor, and it was done with the
Pediatrician.
games. Pediatrician, yes.
Fresh face.
And
Check it out.
I was so into doing that, and then there was aspects of that I just wasn't in love with. I think you should be very passionate, obviously, if you want to
Like
be a
being
doctor.
surrounded by sick children?
No, it was more of like physics and learning organic chemistry, and I was like,
Yeah.
I can't do that. So in this really weird twist of fate, I was like, well, I like theater, so I switched to that, and I don't even think that I realized it was going to be my career till like the end of my junior year, and I was like, oh, this is like what I'm gonna use to eat, like I hadn't really thought
Right.
it through fully.
Right.
And so that was kind of cool getting into that in the weirdest way possible. It just shows you how life works sometimes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Andy wants to know. Andy says, "Hi Ben, I'm so excited for you. What has been the most challenging aspect of finding this character for you, and what have you found that makes you playing the role different from others?"
Great question. I think some of the harder things is obviously just maintaining to be able to sing it every night.
Yeah.
There's this argument of, well, it's only 20 minutes of stage time, but it's like,
Is that true? 20 minutes?
yeah,
Interesting.
but it's, you're still at the theater an hour and a half
Does
before.
that count when you're hiding on stage?
It doesn't. And there is that. But when you think about it, you're like, this is brilliant, because they're like, he was listening the whole time, So I think the difficult thing is maintaining for the voice and all that kind of stuff. It's like, as soon as I wake up, I got to start doing stuff to get the engine running.
What kind of stuff?
I have to do my neti pot, and then I take my Mucinex and my allergy pill, and then I do my steaming, and then I drink a lot of water. I want to drink like a half a gallon of water before I get to work, and then I'll probably drink like at least a gallon of water a day just to keep it all hydrated. So there's a lot of that. I need to stretch, get the body ready.
Yeah.
You
go
know.
to the gym?
I do. I went today.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Well, that's a big accomplishment for me.
Yeah.
So,
I feel. Alexandra wants to know, what are some of the challenges of having a young daughter and being in a Broadway show 8 nights a week?
oh, that's awesome. Well, I'm kind of fortunate in the moment. See, we split time between here and Arizona, so my wife and my daughter are on their way out actually in like about a week or so. We just got an apartment. They're coming out.
Oh, cool.
But my wife has been superwoman dealing with our beautiful little girl, and she's also getting our house kind of ready.
How old's your daughter?
She's 7 months old.
Oh,
Yeah.
congratulations.
She's really cute.
So
Charlotte
wait, getting
Claire.
the house ready in Arizona?
Mhm,
Okay,
yeah.
so you're
and then I'm getting the apartment ready here.
In Tucson or in Scottsdale?
Scottsdale, yeah.
Gorge.
Yeah, so
I love
it's-
Scottsdale.
Scottsdale's awesome.
So nice.
Beautiful.
It's awesome. Yeah, we've got in-laws are like not even 5 minutes away. My parents are 2 hours south in Tucson, so we have a great little setup out there. So I've been fortunate that I've been able to just kind of focus on the show right now, but that was kind of the plan with coming out here. So once they're here, though, we've already talked about, Daddy can sleep till 9 or 10, and then I will be dad until around, 3 o'clock. And yeah, so we've got it's amazing. I mean, you look at her and you're just like, whatever you need. So it's really cool.
I feel like maybe we should also state that you are not related to Michael Crawford.
No, and that is not his real last name.
Oh, well, then you're really not.
Wow.
related.
Yeah, and I'm not like calling him out with like,
That's not his real life.
that's not his name, this is over. No, but he loved Crawford's biscuits in England.
Oh.
And so that's where he got the name
doesn't?
from.
Okay.
Who knew?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're not like his grandson or...
No, I know. People are like, yeah. Well, it's crazy because obviously same last name. And then right now on the West End is Ben, what's his name? I can't remember his last name right now.
Yeah, I met him.
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
Not
I can't-
Forster, is it? No.
No.
Sorry.
But there's like,
Someone will know. We'll get one of the fans
someone will
know.
please let us know.
Yeah.
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 Preksha wants to know who's been your biggest inspiration / support during your musical theater journey.
Well, I got to say, I love Brian Darcy James. He was a great guy when I was standing by as Shrek. That's, how I started with the show. And whenever Brian was called, I was called. And so, I mean, talk about like having a great like role model, an example of how professionalism, talent, all of that, how you treat people. I remember we'd get new songs and he'd be like, hey, look at this new song we get to sing. It's like that, you don't, I mean, he's a class act all around. So I would say he's a great inspiration and role model that I definitely look up to. Good dude.
Yeah, we all like him.
Elise wants to know which role would you like to gender bend? Is there like a dream role that you would love to do that's not a male role?
Oh, that's a good question. Oh my gosh. Man, I don't know. That threw me for a curve. I practiced thinking about what would get asked, and I would think of answers. And
On
that
stage mishaps, dream roles.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have dream roles?
Carlotta?
Yeah, Carlotta. No. Yeah, I mean, Billy Bigelow is like an awesome, obviously a role that Josh Henry is absolutely crushing right now. But I mean, that's an incredible role.
I want to see your Billy Bigelow. I want to see everyone's Billy Bigelow. I just love that show. I want to see so many of you sing that music.
Emil DeBeck.
That's good.
Carl Magnus. Yeah, I wish I could think of a good gender bend. If I think of one, I'll yell it out before the
During
end of the
Phantom of the Opera tonight.
Tonight, yeah.
During the show.
Yeah. The music of the...
Elise wants to know what's your go-to karaoke song.
Ooh, I love singing TV theme songs at karaoke.
Oh, like what?
Yeah. Family Matters is a good one. Everyone knows that one.
How's that go?
It's a rare condition this day and age to read any good news on the newspaper page. Or the grand desire. Some people say it's even harder to find. And then it can keep going.
This is really good. I'm enjoying this.
Well,
I love your
keep
voice.
going.
I just want to keep... I want to see you sing Phantom. I need to come see Phantom.
yes, come see Phantom.
Yeah.
Dig it up, down, If you could be any other character in Phantom, who would you be?
Ooh.
It's from Kyra.
Well, Kyra, I think Piangi's pretty fun. I wish I could sing that stuff. Carlton Moe currently playing it. He sings his face off every night. But that's a fun part. Just like this, like, I don't know, Carlotta, and then there's Piangi, and he's always just... Carlton has that balance perfect. I laugh every time he comes out.
Are you good at learning names? Like when you join a cast like that?
I'm
especially Phantom,
trying, man.
That's hard.
I had one day
You have, like
last
a cheat
week.
sheet in your pocket.
Yeah,
headshots?
or like my buddies in the show. I'm like, who's that person? Okay, who's that? No, yeah. Last week I had a spectacular day of failures where I called like 3 people the wrong names, and they're all so nice and lovely that they all just walked away. And then people are like, "What did you call them?" I'm like, "I don't know. I'm trying."
Brooke wants to know what's your favorite memory from Big Fish.
Ooh.
On Broadway.
Well,
Do you
on
have a
Broadway.
favorite memory from Big Fish?
I mean, I have, we had one Wednesday matinee right after we opened. Norbert unfortunately got sick in the middle of the show, and I jumped on as Edward Bloom at intermission, and that was pretty crazy.
Oh, I love a halfway through.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. And yeah, there's a lot of great memories from that show. That was a great group of people. We had a lot of fun doing that one.
Boom.
Boom.
Oh my God, there's so much here.
You're too popular, Ben Crawford.
Very, very popular.
Great.
What's your favorite part of living in New York City?
The energy.
Yeah.
I love the energy. It's kind of like no matter what time of day it is, it's always just like, you just feel the pizzazz.
That's the best way to describe it. The pizzazz. The pizzazz of New York.
We don't say that word enough.
Pizzazz.
And what's the best thing about Scottsdale? There being
The
lack
chillness.
of being
Yes.
relaxed.
Well, see, that's what it is like sometimes I'm fortunate, the schedule works out. I can go home for a while and go back to, like, February was like being like dad. And so drive Kate to work, and then Charlotte and I would like spend the day hanging out, watching Netflix, and I'm practicing stuff for concerts and things. And now I have a little scene partner to sing to who's just like, oh, you're really loud, Dad. But just like the chill vibe of Scottsdale is great.
Yeah, cool.
What's your favorite moment in Phantom? Maya wants to know.
I'd say the final layer. I
Yeah.
love it.
Oh
I
my
love it.
God,
You
it's
just
like my
kind of
favorite.
like justify every emotion that he's had throughout the show, and I think it really makes or breaks what the audience feels for him. So.
And last but not least, what's your favorite Broadway show tune of all time?
Oh my gosh, man, probably Soliloquy.
Yeah.
I mean, and let me tell you, having a
Can you spell it?
having a SOL
Actor, not a speller.
ILOQUY.
I think it's
Soliloquy.
QUOY. Am I?
I don't know. I don't. You're
Forget all
asking
the
me?
time.
Got a BFA. No.
I mean, but the great thing is
You
that
almost got it though.
I was close.
Yeah, you were
I was close. No, but we thought we were gonna have a boy, and then we had a girl, and so that song is just like, ugh.
Your little girl.
Oh, I got
Oh my
one more.
God.
I got one more question. This is a good one.
Okay.
What's the best? Jill wants to know what's the best piece of advice you would give a teenager interested in breaking into theater?
Great question. Two things. Work really hard,
Yeah.
because the person next to you is already worked harder, so you must work hard. And you're young, start to understand how the business works and like why things are done, why things aren't done, why shows open, why shows close, why shows open 2 months from now and not 2 months before. I think those are the two biggest pieces of advice for young theater goers.
To learn the industry in that way.
Yeah, learn that it's show
why things
business.
It's
happen.
important. Yeah. I
Yeah,
think.
it's not show fun times. We want it to be that, but ultimately it is a business, so we
Doesn't
need to
that make
understand.
it less emotional? Like to know, like to understand that like things will not do well, or things will be delayed, or things.
Yeah, and it helps you understand more things about like maybe why you didn't get a part, why you
Right.
did get a part, why this person got something, why a show's coming in. I mean, it just helps put everything in perspective, and then you have to find a way to separate the business aspect from the passion in art, and then know that eventually it all comes back together.
Right. It's a shame that you have to wear a bald. I'd love to see the Phantom with that head of hair. Would that be fun? Just for one night.
Just this one night. Come on, Thelma, just
All
tonight.
right. Mr. Crawford, Ben Crawford, thank you so much for coming by.
My absolute pleasure.
Can't wait to go to the Majestic Theater. Everyone, go see Phantom of the Opera. I love that show.
Check it out.
And this guy's awesome, and I can't wait to see you do it. Hey, Mr. Roden.
Yes.
Will you please take us out?
Y'all know the deal. We do this live every single weekday at 5 p.m. here on Broadway.com's Facebook page. We put it out on YouTube, on Broadway.com, on our TV apps, all the places. We also release it as a podcast. So if you are a podcast person, you can subscribe to the Live at 5 podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Join us tomorrow. Zachary Pizer, I think that's how you say his last name, from Sweeney Todd off Broadway is coming to hang out in the studio, and we will see you then. Happy Hump Day, everybody. Bye.